All right, welcome to the Davis Download. Glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl and gambling and how that's going around here in the great U.S. of A. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys.
Yes, let's jump into this, guys. It's great. We're at halftime of the Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl 60. For those of you out there who don't know what those Roman numerals are, right? Some people struggle with that. But we have Super Bowl LX, Super Bowl 60. And so with the Super Bowl, if you didn't want to watch the halftime show, we could be the halftime show, I guess.
There we go.
Technically. If you don't want to watch Bad Bunny, if you're not a Bad Bunny fan, like President Trump, he doesn't like Bad Bunny. But anyways, do we think, to stick kind of with that, do we think ICE is going to make an appearance at halftime?
I think that would be the wildest thing to ever do.
Yeah, let's just play football. Let's just play football. Do the little concert. Let's just play some football. That's it.
Now, I did hear that the commissioner said that him and Bad Bunny spoke, and it would be a non-political halftime show.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I believe it, but that is what he said, at least.
I mean, as long as it's not too crazy. I mean, he's got the platform, so that's kind of what happens when, as long as it's not like too whatever. I mean, just sing your songs. Do you make your show?
What's your favorite all-time halftime, Super Bowl halftime show performer?
Oh, that I don't even remember.
I thought it was great when Rihanna came out pregnant. It was like, oh, Rihanna's pro-life. Nice.
My favorite, I forget what year it was, but when they had it was like the nostalgia tour for the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I forget what rapper was the main guy, but they brought out everybody, and everybody did. I forget what year. It was 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. I forget it. It was Eminem came out, Lil Wayne, it was LL Cool J, I think, came out too. That was probably my favorite. Normally, that's when I go get food or check the status of other things going on in the Super Bowl, which will lead us into our next topic.
Yes, let's jump into it. So I came across a great article from, of course, the ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, as they call themselves, right?
For now.
The worldwide leader in sports. And ESPN had a great article, which was titled, "The American Gaming Association expects a record $1.76 billion to be bet on Super Bowl 60. So, lots of stats in this article, and I'll share a few with them and then kind of in our conversation as well. This is a 27% increase compared to last year's Super Bowl, which actually surprised me. Of course, this is expectations. We haven't finalized everything. We're at halftime right now of the game. And so they're expecting a 27% increase from last year's Super Bowl. And with this, 39 states now have legalized sports gambling here in the United States. And the largest betting state out of all of those 39 is the state of New York, which in 2025 engaged in $26 billion in gambling, up 15% from 2024. So lots of questions I had on this theme of the Super Bowl and on this theme of sports gambling and its incredible growth here in this country. We can just start here simply. Should gambling be legal in all states? Should it be legal in any states?
Go ahead.
Legal.
I mean, it's no different than spending $15 on a movie ticket, whatever. It's a form of entertainment. I mean, yeah, can it have negative effects? But name me a hobby or activity that could not potentially have negative consequence or negative outcome if you take it to its extreme. If you do it within reason and you do it, within your means, just like anything else, right? Whether it's alcohol, whether it's, fast food, whether it's any hobby, right? You can go too far to the extreme, right? You can do that with anything. So, I mean, I think it's fun. I think it's, again, I think the average bet still in America is $4, $3. So it's not like everybody's dropping thousands of dollars every Sunday on the NFL.
To that point, the largest wagers for this year's Super Bowl, do we have a guess on what we think they are? Largest individual wager on the Super Bowl?
I'm going to say 30 mil, 50 mil.
30 million. I wasn't going to guess that high. I was going to say, 40 grand, 50 grand.
Largest wager, $2 million on this year's Super Bowl. And then there was another big wager of 1.2.
That is wild to me.
So what are your thoughts? Do you think we should legalize gambling in all states? No states? Where are you at?
I don't think legalize or policing morality ever works. Just look at prohibition, didn't work. But I think states do have a vested interest in their people not squandering their finances. We can't right now. If you turn on the news, all you hear is we can't live. Everything's too expensive. Well, instead of spending $5 a game on betting, put that $5 in the market and hope it'll eventually help you out. You're throwing your money away. You might as well light it on fire and leave it. Now, on the off chance that you hit, sure, great. But then what do you do? Most of the time, what do they do with that money? Put it right back in. So I don't think there's a good way to legislate morality, but I don't think it's anything that the state should encourage.
Okay. Have you heard some of these people who say, hey, this is my retirement plan? The gambling is my retirement plan?
Terrible. Terrible. I don't have any stronger words to say, but that is the worst idea you could possibly do. I'm sure Corey disagrees with me on that.
No,
part.
I mean, if that's your retirement plan, no, but I think people acting like, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened in the world. Again, am I saying it's the most prudential and beneficial and holiest way you can spend your time? Absolutely not, right? But is it like you're throwing your life away? I just don't think so. Now, can you? Yeah, but you can throw your life away by stopping at McDonald's every day. You can throw your life away by doing a lot of different things and a lot of different activities.
Here's the difference, though. I feel like in betting, what you're doing is you're trying to get rich in a small amount of time, which we know never works. Whereas McDonald's, you're just trying to fill your belly, which will work in the moment.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm with Corey on this. I don't know if people are trying to get rich when they're gambling. I just see it as a form of entertainment. I just think people are just trying to have a good time. They're trying to liven up a game that most of these games that you watch, just let's be honest, most of the games, they're not really down to the wire. Right? They're not really entertaining from buzzer to buzzer.
So why give money in at all? You can watch a sport game and still have the same high of your team winning.
Yes, but it's different. It's different because now, obviously, Mike Vrabel's not calling me up and being like, yo, we need you at halftime, right? Now I have more, other than just being a fan, and I now have a interest. I have skin in the game, so it makes it just a little bit more exciting. Again, are there people who say it's their retirement plan? I'm sure they are. And again, I'd agree. I would say that's dumb, right? Mm-hmm. I would say the best way, if you're going to try to make a career out of it, then do one of these things that all these guys do and live stream you watching the game as you're doing all that and be fun. So, there is, people only talk about the negatives of it, but there is job creation, right? There is ads and people who work for these, it's people doing the odds and algorithms.
It's an industry.
It is an industry, so it does create jobs.
You can say that about anything, right?
Yeah, you can say that about prostitution.
Yeah, I was going to say that. But she's making money.
Sure.
She's helping the
getting the economy going.
Sure,
so,
but
I don't think that's a good argument.
But again, I think comparing those two things is a bit of a stretch.
How?
No one's in immediate danger by going on their app and putting $5
He's just saying
on.
that argument doesn't hold up across the board. It is obviously an exaggeration, but that's kind of with arguments.
Well, sure, but I'm just saying there is things that can be good.
Yeah.
Here's what I wonder, and there's probably no stats out there on this, but I wonder how many people that are betting are in debt of some sort. Whether it be credit card debt, whether it be student loans,
I'm sure it's super high.
Yeah.
Well,
so here's the thing. So here's my point.
Yeah.
So you have all these debts, and you're thinking, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just having a little fun. You know what would be a lot of fun? Being out of debt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And,
sure.
Go ahead.
I think people don't realize how much $1 can make the difference. If you count the pennies, eventually the dollars add up. But you're like, yeah, it's fun, it's great, and everything. But next month you're going to be complaining the rent is too high and this is too much. And, well, be wise with your money and you can be a lot better off.
Yeah, but I think two things can be true, right? I think two things can. I think you can do I think you can do both. Again, I'm seeing a lot of the world is impossible to live in. It's too. Do I think it's gotten a little bit expensive in some areas? Yeah, sure, probably. Is that every individual's fault? No. I mean, we tell 18-year-olds go to college, get a degree.
But my point,
so we're still coming out of that, and I agree, right? Like you don't have to live in a nice, like you can cut your rent now. I'm seeing these things that people that how they break down their budget, be like, see, it's not livable. I'm like, well, you don't need that. You don't need a car payment. You don't need your car payment doesn't need to be that big. You didn't need that nice of a car. You didn't need that nice of an apartment.
Corey sounded like Dave Ramsey.
No, but I'm saying both can
Plot
be true.
twist.
I'm saying both can be true. I'm saying I can be smart with my money and then
here's the
put
thing.
a couple bucks towards entertainment.
Here's where I disagree. If you truly are going to be smart with your money, the smart thing to do is to live in freedom, pay off what you do. So, no, going to Starbucks and spending $5 a drink is equally as dumb as putting $5 on your favorite team.
So you're willing to at least acknowledge that, hey, this is a little bit of entertainment or a little bit of excessive spending.
Yeah, but I think here's the problem. How are you watching this game? You're probably paying to stream it.
Yeah.
How are you, all these things, pay, and then on top of that, you're going to add another payment and then cry about, boo-hoo, I can't afford this or that. That's not to say that the economy isn't hard and things aren't bad or whatever, but it is to say you could be wise with your money. If you take that same, how much do you think, you said the average game they spend $5. How many games do you think the average person wagers?
Great. That I don't know. I'm pretty sure the average, the average bet is like $3 to $4.
You ever see these people? They're like, "Yeah, I'm gambling on water polo at noon."
It's crazy.
Now again,
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm not saying it is the best way to spend your time and money, but I'm
not either. I
also don't think it's like this scourge on society.
Here's where
it's
I'm
the
different
worst
from
thing
you
that ever
guys.
happened.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
saying the slippery slope is great there. You're saying, oh, we're not doing, but well, it's $5 here, it's $10 here, and the next thing you know, I worked at Weiss for a while, and this guy would come in day after day. He's like, I'm gonna hit the lottery. I'm like, bro, every day I've been here, you have not. But okay, he spent the amount that he spent. Had he just put that money in the market and waited, he'd be way better off.
Yeah, there's a lot of different angles we could take this from. So I guess we've kind of established where we're at on the legalization of it. So with this gambling, depending on where we lie, do we think gambling is a sin? Are you willing to go that far with it? And then why is there this taboo with it kind of culturally that like, hey, there, some people, they look down on it and stuff like that. So what do you think that is?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think there is no verse in the Bible that says thou must not bet online. You're not going to find it. But there are principles in Scripture that you can follow. One, I think the Bible is clear that a man should provide for his family. If your kids are hungry or you have debt over your head, handle that first, and then go do whatever else you want, because that is your primary thing. So I think Scripture is clear on handling your responsibilities first, and then from there, I guess if you want to do it, do it. But everything else must be lined up first. I think Scripture is clear on the way that you live and the people that you hang around with. Where are you most likely to find betting? Now today you can do it in your home on the comfort of your couch. But 10 years ago, where was it? It was in dicey areas and things like that. So who you were hanging out with changed the calculus as well. So I would say again, no clear biblical rejection of it. So I'm not going to go out and say it is a sin in law, but I would say too, if your conscience is against betting, then don't do it. I don't bet because I got other responsibilities and greater things to do with my money. But I don't do a lot of dumb things that people do with their money. So,
Corey, why do you think there's this taboo around gambling?
I think one of the reasons was it was illegal for so long.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there was always these pictures of someone is trying to make their mortgage payment on it. Right. And again, are there those situations? I'm sure there are. Right. I'm sure there are. Just like there are some people who can go have one or two beers at the bar or whatever it is, and they can be within control. And there's some people who one or two beers, that's never just one or two. It's just their first two, right? So I think it's a little bit of it there. It's been illegal for so long, and I think that's really what it is right now. Again, I think it's really just, hey, I feel really good. Like whatever, it's it's just I'm gonna put $5 just for a little bit of fun. Like That's what I think the average person is doing.
Here's the thing, though, too. Like, we live in a culture that is so financially illiterate that it is wild, right? People are like using credit for DoorDash. Like, you don't own anything or anything at all, and that is a problem. We have come to this society that thinks, maybe if you didn't bet that $5, maybe you could go get the burrito, but you can't because you squandered your money. And again, I'm not trying to throw stones, but I think because you could probably say the pack of cookies that you bought was foolish. But yeah, I'm not doing that every week. Two, I'm looking for the discounts. I'm going to BB's Bent and Dent. Right, shout out to BB's to
sponsoring this shit.
Because being wise with your money doesn't mean that you can't ever do entertainment. That's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But I feel like betting, you're literally just throwing it into a hole. It's like those claw machines. Right? You put your money in and you move the hand around and you lose 90% of the time. And then that last 10%, you get the teddy bear, and you're like, it's worth it. No, you spent $50 for that bear. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely dumb ways to bet and ways to be dumb about it. But, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you either. But again, I really do think the average person, it's just fun. Like, it's just a hobby. Again, is there more fruitful times for the hobby? I'm not necessarily going to disagree with that, right? But again, I think honestly, in a funny way, you can, like, someone's retirement plan just strictly gambling, I don't think is the case, but someone who's going to like turn it into content in a sense. I mean, if we're talking about making things into content, right? You can make it into content and it can be
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? Like live streaming your results and writing about it. I mean, making it your thing. Like, people are interested in it. There's ways to get.
Let me ask you this: what dollar amount is too much?
I think it's relative to each person. Like if Jeff Bezos places $1 million bet,
what percentage is too much?
In terms of, I mean, I would like if I was doing it right, I would put in like kind of like your discretionary free spending. If you're doing a budget, you have stuff in there for like, this is like the money I can spend on kind of whatever every month, right? Isn't that a part of your budget? So just whatever that is, if I want to take that $15 instead of getting, Chick-fil-A for dinner, boom, I'm going to do that, right? Again, I think you can do, I'm not advocating just go and throw a ton of money on, right? Yeah. I'm like, it's a hobby. Just like if I were to go bowling every Friday, right? That would be a hobby, right? I would go with friends. It's something you do with friends. A lot of people are having, right? We talk about having a culture and having, Super Bowl is one of those things left. A lot of things people talk about is, hey, how did you do? Did you hit? Did you whatever? Blah blah blah. All this stuff, right? So there is again. Is it the perfect hobby? No, right?
Yeah, I don't think it gets close to perfect. Perfect hobby is riding your bike somewhere.
Well, but by that logic, I can get hit by a car.
No, but
so then that wouldn't be wise.
Here's the difference. The chances of you losing your money is astronomically higher than you riding your bike and getting hit.
Says the person who didn't get hit. That's the person who did get hit.
I mean, statistically, you are more likely to lose your money.
But you still can. If that's the argument.
Listen, all I'm saying.
And me paying hospital bills.
Mathematically.
I acknowledge the mathematics behind it. I just think that from a hobby standpoint, like when I go out and golf, I am a terrible golfer. Okay. Now to golf these days, it costs at least, just even the worst golf course is $50 to go out and golf. Okay. So I'm just hacking away at this golf ball for 3-4 hours, depending on how many people are there. Okay. That is a waste of time. It's a waste of my money, and I'm not going to be any good at golfing.
Here's the difference, though. Would you say that golfing takes some energy?
It does. Okay. I guess a little bit of exercise.
So people pay $50 a month for a gym membership. Is it worth? I would say it's better to spend $50 and get some physical betterment for yourself. It's better to join a class, learn Spanish, pay $50 and learn Spanish.
What?
Basket weaving,
what?
Anything because here's the thing. At the end
this
of it,
is outrageous.
No, because at the end of it, you have something that is
you
tangible,
might win,
but that is way lower if you join a class.
Not if you're good.
No, but that's the thing. It's betting.
You have to acknowledge that the sports books are just making a killing off of this.
Yeah, that's
fine. You have
fine.
to get that away. Like most
so is
people-
McDonald's, so is Apple, so is Best Buy.
I was actually reading something on this. They said that, I guess, the sports books, they can register within your first bet. How you bet, whether it's on a PC or whether it's on your phone, your personal information,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
where your location, they can determine whether you're a shark or what's the other term?
Yeah, Square.
Square. They can determine whether you're good or bad.
Within your first bet.
Within your first bet. And they know, they can cap you. If you're a shark, they cap you. They put these limitations on you where you can only do so much. So I agree with him. It's the game's rigged against you. It's the
That's fine.
It's the thing in the claw in the arcade.
Yes.
It's messed up.
That's fine.
But if you want to do it, I'm cool with it. I'm not against it. I think it's entertainment, and I think it's just if you want to get that thrill, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, at the end of golfing, at the end of basket weaving class, at the end of all these other things, there is something that you get tangibly, whereas you're just throwing your money in a hole. Now, if you want to do that with your money, that's between you and
Do you think that's the same thing about like going? If I went to the movies, would you consider that the same thing?
I would say, again, if you're going to the movies every weekend, that's wild. You should not be doing that. If you go once every so often, then fine. You spend $10 on a movie, and then and two, I guess it depends on what movie. If you're just watching deplorable, debased trash, then you wasted your time and your money. And there are a lot of trash movies out there. But I would say, can you get benefit from watching something? I mean, I watched Pearl Harbor, learned a lot. Got some benefit out of there, and I didn't just throw my money into the hole and not get anything back. This is just my whole argument. Most of the time, you put that $5 down, you come back with zero.
Okay, so let's, and maybe we can finish up here to kind of wrap things up. But even before I get to that, sorry. What's our prediction? 9-0 at halftime. Seahawks are up. Who do we think is going to win?
I just need the Seahawks to win. The Patriots can't do this to us again.
Eli, what do you think? Patriots come back or Seahawks finish it up?
I was telling Corey this earlier. I want the Patriots to win because everybody's hating on them because they're good, and it's just like, let them soar. Why are you hating on them? Let them fly high. Let them soar.
So we got Eli Patriots with the comeback, and we got Corey Seahawks finish it up.
They have to.
Okay, all right. We'll see where we land. Now, back to Eli's point here. Eli's making this case that you need something tangible with what you purchase. Like, you should get something out of it, whether you learn a lesson or you get some values or something like this. And Corey's like, no, it's just entertainment. I'm just like, hey, it's cool. It's entertainment. Now, this is where I may lose Corey a little bit, okay? And I think that gambling should be taxed like crazy. Tax this thing insanely. No. Let's get rid of the income tax.
These guys want to be big government when it suits
I know. I'm a big hypocrite.
Small government.
I'm a hypocrite, okay? Call me a hypocrite. There should not be a federal income tax. That is fraud. That is against the Constitution. It is unconstitutional.
But now we're going to tax when I hit my parlay?
You should tax the crap out of your parlay.
Why?
Tax the crap out of it.
Why?
Because.
So then you might as well be against it.
I'm for it. Go ahead. Why am I for it? Because it gets rid of the federal income tax.
No, that's outrageous.
Here's the thing. Just imagine, you said this game, how much? $1 billion or something like that?
$1.76 billion on one game.
That right there, you could close a lot of tax issues
in
America.
We could clean it up. No more federal income tax.
I just heard, Pennsylvania, you have, wealth tax, you have the death tax, like everything is taxed.
Insane.
I would say, if you are going to tax something, it should be on something frivolous as that.
Only you two could turn this into a tax discussion.
No, I'm saying,
the freaking Super Bowl.
If you're going to tax something, it should
taxes.
do that. I say
We're
tax them all the way. Now, I probably go further than you. I say tax it all the way to death. Keep going until people are like, man, I don't want to lose 50% on what I just...
It's outrageous.
I would tax it 50%.
I'm for it.
These guys are pro-tax.
I am pro-tax when it comes to gambling, alcohol, smoking, all of it.
I'm with you.
Y'all signed up for Bernie Sanders' newsletter too after this? My goodness.
Here's the thing. I say
this is outrageous.
Anything that undermines the prosperity of the nation, if you're not gonna, again, I don't think you can't legislate morality, but you can definitely get people to conform.
You can influence it.
So now they want government dictating how we live our lives, everybody.
So I'm just saying.
Pay attention. Pay attention.
Here's the thing: the government already does that. So
you're pro.
No,
you're pro. Good to know. Good to know. We know where you stand.
If you're gonna do it anyway, let's do it in a way that's beneficial.
No, that's not beneficial.
Yes, it gets. these people that think they're gonna make it rich on there, they're thinking, man.
But if no one's going to win, why even
it,
bother taxing? If no one ever
Here's
wins,
the
why
point,
bother
Brian.
taxing?
Think of the lottery. It's already taxed 50%. Your lottery earnings are taxed 50% by the state that you're in.
That's
okay,
true.
so we're already doing it. We're not moving anything back. We're just saying, hey, we're carrying over this principle that we already have on a federal level to the sports books.
No.
Hey, I say do it. Start with, $1 billion. That's just one game. That is
Million.
A billion. No, $1 billion.
1.76 billion.
That's from all of Americans. Relax.
Yes.
To bet on the Super Bowl.
That's what they spent at McDonald's yesterday. Are
So
we
I'm
shutting
saying-
that down too?
Do we not tax McDonald's? Yes, we do.
Precisely.
Not like extra. There's no McFlurry tax.
It should be.
There's not a supersized tax.
No, here's the thing. And again, this is where the people are going to hate on me. But honestly, if things that did harm to the human body were taxed higher, it would be better. If
I
that
agree.
Mountain Dew was taxed higher, the pack of cigarettes taxed higher, all of it
fine, but
taxed higher.
you talk about slippery slopes.
I agree
now,
with that.
now you got the government
No,
dictating
fruit-
what's important,
what's slippery?
what's good.
Fruit should be tax free.
There's
I'm with you.
there's
I'm
sugar.
with you.
There's sugar in fruits. There's
It
sugar
is.
in fruits.
It's
Yes,
not made
but there's
sugar.
also fiber and all these other great things. When you're just chugging down a Dr. Pepper, like, I'm sorry, but there's no nutritional value there.
It's not all about nutrition.
So I'm saying, here you go. Anything that decays the society, it is not good.
That's everything.
No, listen, it is not good.
Everything
Listen to
decays
me.
society.
It is not good for a society to just be allowing people to be 900. Like, we should not have franchise shows called My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah, that's
1,000-Pound Sisters. Like, what? Like, that is wild. Tax it.
Tax it.
These guys are anti-freedom.
Tax it.
These guys are anti.
We're going to head back to the Super Bowl. And I was thinking about this, guys. Are we the fastest growing Davis College podcast in America?
I think we are.
Tax us then. Tax us then.
We'll land it there. Back to the Super Bowl.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Again, check us out. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere that you get your podcasts. Tune in. We'll see you next week.